Hello. Oh, that's too much. There we go. Yes. Oh yeah, that's because there we go. And that's special for the Halloween one. Though I could add it to the main one as well, and it would still kind of fit in. Germzo, thank you for 16 months in a row. That is weird to think about. That's a significant portion of life, honestly. Fight or flightless. Alright. Oh yeah, the early access beta testing. Yeah, they mixed it up a bit. No more giant heads. Less stylized. I mean, it's still stylized, but just differently. But yeah, it looks good. I still don't know if I'm gonna play that. I still don't know if I've got the heart for it. Not paper. That's a good way of putting it. If you look at the characters side by side, like Darkest Dungeon 1, the characters have massive heads. Okay, so last time we made the editor, sort of. It's a work in progress editor, but an editor nonetheless. Exactly. All right. So far we can't do a whole lot with this, but over the week I did add an import and export button. And I'm realizing I'm not crazy about the add new buttons being kind of pinned to the corner. That doesn't read super well, so I'm going to change it somehow. The new wave button. Yeah, the new wave button is technically part of the wave object itself. Yeah, so it's in, which is not great. So we're going to this sounds like Witchy World from Banjo-Tooie, but like slightly different, which makes me think Grant Kirkhope something. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That's Grant Kirkhope. I called it. It's like this is his style. Never heard this song before, but I immediately know that's Grant Kirkhope. Let's see here. Left 0 pixels, and then width 200 pixels. And then color, we're gonna make it a little bit less intense, I think. Something like that. Gosh, it's really hard to click what I want to click here. Ha! Ah, you. I think something like this is what I want to do with the styling of it. And this is for the .newWave button class right here. Oh, that copy pastes beautifully. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. Thank you. There we go. And then we need to increase the margin below a wave spawn before an editor container. Is that no? Here we go. Before a single wave spawn, or after a single wave spawn. Top right, bottom left. So, top right, bottom left. So I think if we do something like this, gosh, why does that? All right, whatever. Something like this ought to do it. All right, let's see how that looks. Cool. Oh, but the button's... Oh, wait, that's fine. That's fine that the button's still there. We do want the button to still be there. But we want to make that a little bit smoother. Sure, let's change those to 40 pixels. And let's change the plus to, all right, for a new wave, to a text that actually says, all right, sounds good, Germ. Drive safe, of course. And I will see you at some point. Wait, that's add new wave. That's add new spawn. Okay, that's fine. Perfect. That actually works. So we can export this, and it spits out the JSON. Hey, Pixel. And then if I bring up the editor and I import, I can just paste that exact same JSON, and boom, there's exactly, that should be the exact same stuff we just set up. How you doing, Pixel? I'm getting close to getting over everything with Minute Foddy, but I still have just a little bit of allergies. I'm almost done. I'm so close. Tired. Weird. What could we do about that, do you think? Plan tonight. Is there a... There's got to be a fold all, right? No, selection. Appearance? No, it's not really appearance. Let me just Google it. Fold all. Control K controls 0. Oh, and you can do different ranges. And then unfold is Control KJ. I'm not going to remember that. KJ to unfold, K0 to fold all, KJ, K1. That does not appear to have done exactly what I expected. KJ, K0. Okay. Caffeine, sugar, and Dobbs. Perfect. The best combination. Alright, tonight's plan. We now have a setup where you can edit the JSON that controls things like when different things spawn and what spawns when. But we don't have a way to actually mess with the level layout itself. that's what we need to do next. So, first off, I don't want, at least I don't think I want, for any of the sprites to actually operate while we're in editor mode. Really want chocolate, but you don't have chocolate. That is a rough situation to be in. Now, I know of something coming up where you could get a lot of chocolate. What is this from? Color Splash. I've probably asked that before. Unheard of. Like, I was listening to a different Halloween mix of video game songs Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure this exact same song came up, and I asked the exact same question of, like, what is this from? We need to go to our main loop here, where we update things. This is the one. So I think we only want to update if we're not in editor mode. So if I do this, yeah, now I can't move around, which is probably exactly what we want. Much more intense one? Ah, gotcha. Color Splash just has some good music. It's 2 nights in a row that I've commented on, ooh, this is an interesting song. What's it from? Color Splash. Wait, oh, that's why. Okay, there we go. Cool. So when you go to edit mode, you can no longer move. That's what we want. Next. Okay. Our sample scenario. This is the wave format, which is already perfectly replicated by our editor. So we're on the right track here. But what we don't have yet represented in our editor is the layout functionality. Layout. So this is supposed to include things like where are the blocks of ice, where do you spawn, where do we start with snowmen, walls, the South Pole base, the works. We need a way to store that, and then we need a way to edit it with mouse inputs. We're going to actually just draw on the screen where we want to, change what's what. And our goal is to generate layout text. How are we going to do that? Okay. All right, we have our editor scenario. So we're also going to have our editor layout, which is going to start as what? Nothing? Empty string? Default? I guess if we have a default scenario, we can have a create default layout, which for now is going to be nothing, but we're going to change that. I like this one too. Okay. Kind of lost me a bit there. It was really cool intro. Kirby's Epic Yarn. Kirby's Epic Yarn also has some really good music. Very piano-heavy tracks in Epic Yarn. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, it's 13 by 13. we're gonna do from I 0 to 13. Is that it? No, let's not do that. Let's do lines. Push, and then return lines.join on a new line. Okay. So that should create our default layout. We're gonna save, we're gonna refresh, and we're gonna make sure that looks right. All right, that's gotta be Luigi's Mansion 3. Yes, that's the title theme. Okay. I guess that's an easy one, huh? Have you said that you got 5B golden yet? I don't remember. If you haven't yet, then I'll now say congratulations. If you did already say it, I probably said it then. But I honestly don't remember one way or the other. Either way, good job, Pixel. 5B is a... Oh, I do remember, because I was trying to think like 5B. Ah. I mean, you get the good soundtrack for one thing with 5B. Wait a second. Oh, no, we're good. Alright, now here's the thing. 5 goldens left to go. Oh, buddy. Won't be long. Like, you can do it. If anybody can. Except maybe Farewell and maybe 7B. Let's see, you got Farewell, 8B, 7B. I guess you have to do 6B. You got 6A already, right? I know you struggled on that one for a while. Do you still need 4B? I don't know which one's harder between 7B and 8B, honestly. Oh, you haven't gotten 6A. Oh no, 4B. I don't remember which one I said last that you're answering nope to. You're missing one of them, is the important takeaway here. Okay, so I think we want like a default start of some sort, maybe? AB is harder. It does have cycles. It does have heavy cycles. I mean, so does 7B to some degree, when you really get right down to it. Do we want a default setup of some kind? Zombie Slicer / Rainberry, thank you. Haven't gotten 6A. This is Donkey Kong 64. And Pixel, thank you. You guys are spending my money. Cool. Love it. Let's just do something silly for now. This is ugly. Don't worry about it. What's our setup for the... Okay, dash at H. Wait, dash. There we go. That's going to be our default scenario. could, and yet here you are. 6A is boring. I think that's your issue, is you just kind of rush through the early part. You could have so many solid attempts for the battling section, but you get sloppy in the opening parts. I never did get 6A Golden, but I remember when I was making some low effort attempts that I was able to get to battling very easily. You feel like you'd have fun? I bet you would, Zombie Slicer. It is very much like any other creative endeavor in that you just get this chance to just try out a lot of different ideas and see what works. Like, the faster you get at it, you can kind of start to play a lot looser with things and just get some ideas working very quickly to see if they're fun. The battling section is the problem. Yes, but the more times you can get to the battling section, the more attempts you can make at it. Alright, so we're going to have a default layout. And I'm going to say that when we initially switch to the editor, and also every time we make a change, we're going to rebuild from, let's see, rebuild sprites from the scenario, essentially. So that's going to be sprites equals nothing. We're going to clear out all the sprites, and then we're going to build them like we would from a scenario. Load scenario. This is how we do that. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's have a load scenario terrain that takes just the layout string. And it's gonna do this. Yes. Except it's gonna take layout like this. And now we can plop all this out. Bloop, bloop, easy. And now we can reuse this in our editor. Actually, that even does the dropping the sprites out, which is nice. We can even move that in there. Boom. So actually, we don't even need rebuild sprites because we just have load scenario terrain. So we're going to do that when we switch to the editor. Scenario is not defined. Oh yeah. We need our editor layout here. Hey, look at that. All right, cool. Practice the battling section, and you have muscle memory for the first part, but avoid riskier skips. Still gonna do the reverse hyper into the ultra in the battling section, though. Of course you are. You gotta do that swag. It's very important. All right, so this is a good start. I kind of want to have a grid here. Do I want a grid? I kind of want a grid. Hey, Casual. How you doing? Draw. Editor. Grid. This is completely aesthetic. Murder drones. Never heard of it. Is it about wasps? It's a pilot of a show, implying mini episodes. Or maybe it's just the only episode. Okay, so draw editor grid. Casual. If it was anyone else, I wouldn't be bothered. But it's like all you want to do is just kind of get a rise out of me. Anyone else, I would just assume it's all in good fun. Okay. Oh, Pixel, you lovable scamp. My mom had surgery today, but as far as I know, she's doing all right. Plan on polishing up the art once you figure out the complicated coding bits? Probably to some degree. Rainberry keeping it classy. What do we want to do? How do we want to get the... it's like I want to get where to draw things. I'd love to keep the code clean and like have it know, but I instead could just kind of draw where I know the lines need to go. I know they're 20 pixels long. They're 20 pixels apart. It's super easy. Let's just say in our main function, in our draw, if is edit mode, then I can just say draw the editor grid. Nintendo of France Twitter account. I don't know what's spooky about that. Two slices of cake. That might be a little too much. Maybe like 1.5. You know, kind of keep it a little bit more manageable. Oh, but then again, you have your youth, so you can basically eat whatever you want and get away with it. What's the line 2? Here we go, line 2. This is what I need. Let's kind of make it a little bit translucent. Music and other stuff, nice. They're small slices, okay. I suppose. That's not a complete thought there, Casual. But I figure you already know that. That's kind of your shtick. Is you're really big right now on the non sequitur humor, which is perfectly normal. Teens love it. I loved it when I was a teen. 13, let's do 14. Actually, I'm gonna do less than or equal to 13, which is kind of a no-no in for loops, but it kind of makes sense in this context. Like saying spork, so random. Let's see. For the tile set drawing, where is that? Y. X offset is 160. Okay, good to know. So let's see. Let X equal 160 plus I minus 6, I think, times 20. We're just gonna go top to bottom on the Y here. Oh, and also add canvas width over 2, I think. X comma canvas dot height and X comma 0. Let's see if that works. Close. It's 20 radius. It needs to be 40 across. And we're offset by 1. Oh yeah, because we draw on the center of the lines. That's why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so we just need to shift it a little bit to the left. There we go. Now we're lined up, top to bottom. And we're going to repeat this, but instead, we're going to be setting the Y value. How are we going to do this? Canvas width, Y, and I think this is going to be 160, comma Y. Hey, we got it. That needs to be a little bit further out. Hey, I think we've got a grid. Poor pixel. Let's lighten this a little bit more, though. Yeah, that works. That looks good. Okay, so now we want to be able to actually edit the tiles here, the non-existent tiles. So we want to get the current mouse position as a tile. Oh boy. See, the original canvas setup was not really built with that in mind, but we'll still make it work. Won't be too bad. We should be able to translate this pretty easily. First off, we're going to need a mouse handler. We have a keyboard handler. So we're going to need a mouse handler. And we need to make sure we add that to our index file here. And I think we're going to grab this from... Let me pull up in a folder here. And let's see, where is it? I'm gonna grab the code from let's grab the Moon Rover code here. I've got some good mouse code in here we can use. Now granted, this one was a lot more sophisticated than what we need. We just need some handlers for here's what we need. We just need the event handlers here. We need mouse up, mouse down, mouse move. We don't need wheel. Do we need mouse out? What did mouse out do? It marked it as though you were letting go of the mouse button. I guess that would be useful. All right, we're gonna grab these here. Let's just grab this whole block all the way up to here. We're gonna take out what we don't want. We're not gonna use the scroll wheel. I don't even think we're gonna use has user interacted because I don't think that's gonna be necessary for what we've got going on. We're not gonna use touch events because this is not gonna be mobile friendly. Requires some very fine positioning. I mean, I guess we could do like an on-screen key kind of thing, but I'm not a huge fan of those. Let's see here. So we need all of these, I think. Is mouse down, is mouse change. Don't need has user interacted, I don't think. Okay. yeah, we're gonna need to make our own get XY kind of thing. That's Banjo-Kazooie. Oh yeah, I forgot. I built in Moonrover. Moonrover has controller support. I don't know if you. I don't think I did that on stream, but that was one of the things I wanted to add in. All right, that's basically what I need for this. And then somewhere in main, there's some kind of mouse. Oh yeah, I've got to initialize them in main. And then update mouse changed happens after the draw call. All right. Oops, that's not what I want. Control KO, there it is. Any other mouse functionality I need to throw in? Nope, that's pretty much it. Okay. All right, and we're gonna add in a if frame num mod 20 equals 0 console.log mouse x mouse y. I cannot read properties of a bad. Oh, I know why. Canvas is not defined by that point in the initialize function. So we gotta handle that. Let's see here. Where do we? There's where we grab our canvas. So let's do it here. Move some things around. 2 crepes instead of 3 health goals. Alright. Yep, we're recognizing X and Y. That's good. Alright, cool. Oh, but then it stopped updating X and Y? What's going on there? Why did it stop updating X and Y? When I went into edit mode. Huh. Oh, because this is in the update call, which we jump out. That's fine then. All right, cool. We're getting reasonable reasonable numbers here. So in our editor. Oh, all right. Now things are going to get a little bit interesting. We're going to start adding some code where we can actually draw. So we need like an editor update function. Just something to throw our frame by frame code. In our update. Go. So this will handle all the update functionality for the editor. If is mouse down, is that the bring up? Yes, is mouse down. Then we're gonna get our mouse X and our mouse Y. We're gonna convert it. Now you want chicken soup, man. Tile X is going to equal, oh boy, kind of mouse X divided by 40, plus a constant, I think, if I do a math.floor. Let's see if this works, as is. 8, 9, okay. Not quite. We're off by a little bit. How much are we off by? 160 is divisible by 40. Not Oh, 20. Are we off by exactly 20? No, that can't be. X here. Alright, here's a good way to check. If I equals 0, console.log x. Alright, comment out this temporarily. 2 a.m. feast. I mean, who doesn't? 350 is the coordinate of the first line. Okay. 350 is the coordinate of the first line. Which implies that we're off by 10. So we need to do mouse x minus 10. And then math.floor divided by 40. No, wait. Plus 10, excuse me. There we go. Okay. Do. Cool. And we go from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, no, wait. 2. Oh, yeah, 0 to 12. 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this one I want to be 0. So I want to subtract 9 from this number. There we go. That's going to get us our tile X. Now we need to get our tile Y. Why does food just hit different after midnight? Your body knows it's not supposed to be eating. Alright, we're going to do a similar thing here. We're going to get the first Y value, 40. That's our first line here. Ooh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Okay, so similarly, we're going to kind of miss the first one here. So 40 is going to be the starting point. But that does mean that we don't have to do any adjustment by 10 for this one. Just going to be looking at this value right here. Got it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. We got it. Need to finish LM3. LM3. Nothing. I got nothing. Okay, so we only want to do stuff if tile X is less than 13 and tile X is greater than or equal to 0 and tile Y is less than 13 and tile Y is greater than or equal to 0. So that's our bound check. We're making sure that we are in a grid area. Oh, Luigi's Mansion. Got it. Great game. Great game. It got a little bit... There was some tedious stuff where they were obviously reusing some fights or some sequences as busy work, I think. I don't know. Maybe they were just really proud of one of the things they built, and they were like, you gotta do it again! Like, you're not really adding anything here. And especially because it's kind of getting close to the end of the game, and I feel like I'm trying to just lunge for the ending, and you're just kind of dangling it, carrot on the stick. Overall, I still think it was a good game. GameCube is playing through it on his channel. If you're into that sort of thing. Okay, so if tile X less than 13, then we're gonna have a set tile where we pass it in tile X, tile Y, and what we are setting it to. Which right now we don't have that. Museum or the music place. Both of those are pretty far along. I'd say maybe like somewhere around 2/3 through the game. Maybe more like 3/4. I'm trying to remember the order of like the last few floors, and I really can't. Because unfortunately, it was a contrast to Luigi's Mansion 1. I feel like in Luigi's Mansion 1, up to a point, the rooms made a decent amount of logical sense. Like, granted, it was much more like this in the first few floors, but it felt like things were actually laid out in a fairly logical way. Like, oh yeah, the bathroom is over by these rooms, and we got all these bedrooms in one wing of the house, and all this stuff. And then Luigi's Mansion 3, it's like, all right, it's not. No, there's no rhyme or reason. Absolutely nothing. Don't worry about it. Which is fine. It just felt a little more video gamey and less like exploring a haunted house. In Luigi's Mansion 3, I loved the first 5 floors that actually felt like, oh yeah, these are connected by these stairs, and there's elevator shaft, and this makes sense. This makes the lobby. You got these rooms, and then it was like all bets are off starting at floor 6. It's like, what? Why? Wait, why is this in the hotel? Don't worry about it. All right, set tile function. So we have our editor layout variable, which is basically just a long string. So how are we going to do this? When you want to set a tile, I'm going to say rows is equal to our layout.split on a new line. And then we can kind of make a copy of, I don't know. Then we can do let cells equal. All right, we're going to use tile Y as our index into the rows to get that specific row, and then we're going to split it out by empty string, which just splits it apart into a list of characters from a string. In JavaScript, strings are immutable. Once you make a string, it's there. You have to make a new string if you want to change it. So then we're going to update cells tile X. We're going to set it equal to dash for now. We're just going to hard code in. We're turning it into iceberg. And then we're going to say return. No, then we're going to say editor layout equals rows.join. Oh, and then I need to say rows sub tile Y gets cells.join. I think this will work. Let's find out, shall we? I think that actually did something. Yeah. This is good. Which means next we can do our load scenario terrain, kind of our refresh function. Oh, ooh, I forgot about that. I forgot that loading the terrain, it centers things. I actually don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to remove blanks from the beginning and end. Let's see if this fixes that. Yes. Oh, look at that. We basically have an editor. And it doesn't go out of bounds. This is good. Huh? Except it's over there based on my webcam layout. Levels are very regimented in Luigi's Mansion 3 because they just put one on each floor. I haven't played 1 or 2. Basically Mario Maker 3. Yes. Basically Mario Maker 3. No, yeah, within a single floor, they do some really cool stuff. Within a single floor. Like, within each level, they do some really unique rooms that are really cool. But, with a few very quick exceptions, the floors do not interact at all. Like, on one floor, you could have a massive, like, bigger than Olympic-sized swimming pool body of water, and on the floor below it, there's not even like any acknowledgement. It's like, oh no, that's not up there. Do I want you to be able to go all the way over to that side? All the way to the edge? I guess so. I guess that's fine. Okay, now we need the ability to actually pick different tiles. Level kind of looking like a snap. You know what? I see it. I definitely see it. Wow. Incredible. We can't escape the snails. Okay. I'm really happy about how that worked out, at least. That's a good start there. So where's our list of different... Here's our tile directory. That's what we need. Ooh. Okay, tile directory might need to be made a little bit more... No, this is still doable. This is still doable. I think. How doable is this? Show me where tile directory is. Okay. It indexes by character. I think it's a list out of that. So I could make this work. Except there's a few special rules that need to be included. The spawn point and the base are, those are unique. So we have to include some kind of flag indicating that those cannot be repeated. Want to yeah, we're gonna do this right. All right. Add all this extra data to each one. And we're gonna order them a little bit more usefully. South Pole. Player Clear start. Ground. Wall. Snowman. And snowbank. Okay. Now, the place where I was using this, I need to reference dot tiles. So this is now referencing an object. We're going to take object dot tiles, or no, I think that works. Seems to be okay. This is just a really hacky null handling right there. TypeScript has some really good syntactical sugar that makes it a lot prettier to do null handling stuff. But we're doing raw JavaScript just to avoid the mostly to make it so that anybody can pull down the code and like directly from the browser when they're playing without having to go over to GitHub to look at the original source code. Like the source code is exactly what your browser runs. I think as good as TypeScript is, I really like what TypeScript does. But I think there is something to be said about your browser pulls down like the raw JS file, and that's still human readable. I think that's a little bit of how a lot of people get into programming, is being able to look at, like, you know, they play a game and then they're kind of interested in coding, and then they can actually open it up and see, oh, I can see how it works. So I think there is something good to be had there. Okay, so now we have our tile directory, and our editor. When we build our editor out, we're going to create a series of buttons, I guess along the bottom over here. Let's add that. We can put it in the editor container. We're going to call it the tile buttons. And we're going to leave that div empty. By putting it in this editor container, we can just toggle this hidden or unhidden, and the whole editor goes away, which is nice. But we're going to populate it in JavaScript so that we don't repeat ourselves. We could define individual buttons right here in the HTML, but that means that every time we add a new type of tile to our scenario mapping tile directory, we would have to remember, oh, don't forget, you also have to add it to the editor's HTML. Wouldn't it be nice if they read from the same piece of information? That way we only have to make the change in one place, and we don't have to rely on our own memory to say, don't forget, when you're changing this, you need to also update the old one. Okay, so is unique. All right, I'm rethinking this is unique flag and how we're going to do that, but for now, let's go back to setting up our editor. Edit button, container, tile button, container, blanked out. You know what? This is the perfect stream for that. Tile buttons. For let tile key in tile directory object.keys. Tile directory. So this is tile key is going to be a single character. Let's call it tile char. Let tile name is going to equal tile directory subtile char dot name. And we're going to create a button. Let button equal it does have a bit of Mog egg energy, doesn't it? Just that sort of huh? I mean, emotes just derive their meaning over time from a sort of unspoken agreement from the masses. Someone sees it being used in one situation, it begins to develop an association, and then from there, language is born in a very weird way. I've been using the rover emote as a sort of kappa, but with a naivety attached to it. A sort of, boy, I sure hope this thing doesn't happen, knowing full well it's going to happen. Because rover is just pure and naive. It's dog. Document dot create element button. We do that elsewhere, right? What do I need for create a button? I need inner HTML to handle the name of it. I need a class name, and I need an onClick event. So button is going to be the tile name. Class name, tile button. OnClick. OnClick. Set selected tile type to a certain character. That's what it's going to be. That's Banjo-Tooie. Witchy World. World 3. Sort of spooky circus. And then we're going to append child button to our setup there. Now, right now, the editor is not built to be exited and re-entered, so we are going to have to work on that at some point as well. Right now, we're just using the editor as kind of a throwaway tool of we want to load up, switch to editor, make a level, export it, and then we can basically just refresh the page. We don't really need to exit the editor yet. Okay. Selected tile type. That is an interesting question. That is... I did a hue shift on the entire emote. So, in Photoshop, which I'm pulling up right now, let's see here. Stream stuff. Emotes. Where's a rover? Let's take this one. Control U brings up your hue and saturation menu, and you can shift the entire hue of a layer. And so I just shifted to a satisfactory shade of green to replace the yellow. and that just transformed the sort of desaturated red into sort of this this weird little color here, whatever you want to call that. This olive green. Rainbow Doggo. Rainbow Rover could be an emote. Once we get animated stuff. I don't know. Do we want to do a rainbow, a hue shift kind of thing? Probably. We're supposed to get them in the next 2 months. They said they were rolling those out to everyone, affiliates and partners, by the end of the year. I guess technically their phrasing was later this year. A whole olive? Let's see here. Refresh. Edit mode. Oh, cannot read properties of undefined. Line 16. Uh-oh. Okay, then let's do this. 0. Wait, object.keys of tile directory. 0 is not. I gotta do of. Ha ha ha. How hilarious. There we go. There's our buttons. A whole olive or an olive with a hole? The classic conundrum. Okay, so now select tile type is blank. I click on one of these and still blank. What? Uh-oh. Oh, because I never actually set this up. There we go. And when we're gonna set a tile, let's set it equal to. Oops. Return. All right, here we go. Edit. Start with ground. Ground. Now do walls. Walls that comes with a ground automatically. Oh, we're gonna need immediately. We get. Ooh, that's something. No, yeah, that works. We need a water. Which now is super easy to make, and we don't have to do anything special. Ground, water. Ah, it works. Incredible. Gosh, wall moment. All right. So right now that just gets appended to the end of this, but I don't want that. I want these tile buttons to be position absolute, right? Is that what I want? No, actually, I guess I want them fixed. Yeah. Huh. So. Oh. It's profit sharing. So you just wait until the money starts rolling in, GQ. Hang on tight. Because we're taking this baby to the moon! I guess this works. To the moon rover, ha! didn't work at all. Why didn't that work? Oh, because it's an ID, not a... Okay. There we go. 60-40 split. That seems a little harsh, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Get nice big 40 pixel buttons. Gosh, what is the deal with copying and pasting from the style selector here? Right. And then we also want to have a dot active. Did I see your announcement? Let me think. Are you talking about the McRib, GQ? Because if so, yes. Okay, you're not. I mean, all right. Surprise me. What is? Where is the announcement? Is it on Twitter or is it on your? See, now I'm just gonna go look. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, it's finally happening. Mario Kart Live with Goose. October 30th. That's tomorrow. That's in a day. Is Goose going to be ready for that? That's almost a day. This guy. Button dot class list dot add selected. Paused. That's true. You did have a hand in that, didn't you? Let's just try red for now. Let's see if that works. Nope. For each is not a function. Oh, I gotta do array.from before I do the for each. Hey, there we go. That works. Let's make it prettier though, because that's ugly. Call the flying and shooting tower defending parts for Dobbs, not the good parts. I mean, you have a point. You do have a point. I'm dying. What is up with the selecting out of Chrome? Adding these weird new lines now. Okay, that is nice. Let's just pick a better color. Green. Sure. This is from you got it, Mario Party 9. I don't think I played Mario Party 9. So GQ, are you setting up like a whole track setup? Because that would be pretty nice. Oh, you missed the accidental snail earlier, but I kind of accidentally made a snail. It looks something like this. Welcome to Snailtopia. Oh, they have to be set up as you go along. see, I see. So it'll be quite the experience. Okay, next up, this is unique flag. Oh, good. It's a good place to sight the sneaky snail. We have these is unique flags that we're not really using yet, but that's to represent that you have to have a single South Pole and a single player start somewhere on your scenario. My idea with it being is unique is, oh, if you try to make another one, then it will delete the old one and replace it with something. But what? Well, probably ground. In fact, that's probably fine. I was gonna get fancy and be like, instead of is unique, we'll put a replace by or something. So that not only does it tell you, oh, if you fill out the replace by property, that means that it's unique, and also it tells you which character the old one is replaced by. No. We're just gonna stick with this is unique flag, which means that when we are going to set a tile, the song play when you win a map. This is a special song that should play when you beat this map. I mean, wouldn't that be something? I mean, we probably are going to go through the whole thing and make sound effects and music, pretty up the art, the works. Right now, we're still kind of just doing the prototypey, like, hey, look, we built a scenario editor. Isn't that fun? I do like building level editors, honestly. I think it's very important to give players tools to build more content. What did you steal today? A McRib? Hey, Hudson. Movie night? That sounds fun. What did you watch? Was it Hocus Pocus? The classic Halloween movie? The Halloween Dobbs theme. Dang it. I missed the opening to your stream today. Oh, Free Guy. I haven't seen it. I lurked a bit while I finished up some work, and then it was lunchtime, and I missed the entire rest of your stream. I also played it at the end for Full Theft. Even better. I caught, like, maybe 10 minutes, if that. You streamed right over my lunch break. Okay, so we have two different tile types, player start point and the South Pole base, that should be unique. Right now they are not. I can add as many as I want, and that's not good. We have already added into our data an is unique flag. That's good. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to add in a some kind of check to see if this should be a unique tile. Oh, I will say I have been working a little bit on a maybe a December version for the theme song as well. Which is to say, adding sleigh bells. Well, after doing the Halloween version, I was like, wow, this was surprisingly easy to put together. Because I've already done all the animation. I don't know if I showed you guys the actual here we go, intro spooky. Oh boy. This looks horrible, but like this is the code that actually sets up the animations. Hey, look, there's GQ right there. Right there. That's where GQ appears. So all I do is I set up objects. I've created an object called a static image, which it's just an image. It's just an image. But I tell it, okay, what image file do I want to use? How much do I want to stretch it out? How much do I want to scale it? And then where do I want to place it? And then, I thought this was pretty clever. I give it, I give it a list of commands in the form of basically positions to move. So for the GameCube cameo object, I tell it move your X location by 400 pixels. Do it over the next 60. I guess this is frames. It must be frames. And then I think this is like delay. Don't do that until 120 frames have passed. And then do some other stuff. Well, I haven't. Well, here's the magic. I did this once. I set all these animation scenes up. No, not J. K. There we go. I set all the scenes up. You know, player 1 start, run, jump, grab coins. Others appear in background. Balloon, fire, panic, rocket, transition to theater, slow zoom out on projector light, popcorn, rotate camera. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Rocket, transition, title, fade out. I set all these scenes up. Hey, look, there's Hudson. There's a special line that makes Hudson offer popcorn in the intro. I don't know if anybody's ever even seen that, but Hudson offers GFE some popcorn in the original version of the intro. In a darkened theater that you can barely see. I set all this up, and then when I went to do the Halloween thing, I didn't have to do any of this. All I had to do was swap out images. Like, all I had to do was, like, what? Swap out Rover for a green Rover. And, swap out the Super Mario World hills for the Darkest Dungeon estate. Oh yeah, there is a Sceptile. And swap out GQ for, there's the GQ artwork with, I just add vampire fangs. Those are totally vampire fangs. It's like I had to do so little. Had I thought about it, but I was just like jamming through it with like color swaps, palette swaps, nothing else. I didn't want to get too into it. Well, I was like, 4 pixels for GQ. There we go, done. But I will say for Halloween, or for Christmas edition, maybe Curbska becomes a snowman's head. Maybe he gets a carrot nose. Pumpkin dev patch. You. Anyway, back to the programming. I can't preview it because then it would be in the VOD and everyone would see it. It's like I want to be a gift, you say. Wouldn't it be something? Wouldn't it be something if I did have something gosh, that does some anti-aliasing. That does not keep those pixels. Wouldn't it be something, though? It's like we're on the same wavelength. I know. I don't like that. A Dob-shaped map. Now there's an idea. Here's the thing, Green Heroes. Once we get this working, anyone can build their own maps. And that can just be for a single level, and you can build as many levels as you want, and maybe we can allow people to string them together. I don't know. In its current state, it's basically going to be you're going to build a single level, and that's called a scenario. And then maybe you string multiple scenarios together to build a campaign. All right, is unique. Here we go. We're finally doing it. Is unique equals tile directory, selected tile type, dot is unique. Boom. I remade it. Not entirely. It was all beatbox magic. Let's see here. So, beatbox, which I do love for making audio. Kind of. So, let's see if this is super loud. Okay, you can hear that. So that's the regular intro, right? So what you can do to make songs more spooky. Let's see here. All right, so the difference between these two chords. All right, there's a happy chord, a major chord, and this one, kind of a spooky minor chord. The only difference is one single note. I only had to change the E's to an E flat to make that a spooky chord. So, if I just go in and change all these E's, was that all of them? That was all of them. Yeah, that's the general idea. But basically, I just looked for all the E's, shifted them down to E flat. There were a few other minor changes, and then just picked a different instrument for each channel, and that turned it from the yay music to the spooky music. So it turned out it did not take long at all. But I did not just run it through a filter, unfortunately. Technology is not to that point quite yet. Someday. Dev exit deving, exactly. All right, if we are placing down a tile that is supposed to be unique, then basically we're just gonna do a replace all with ground. That's it. That's a super lazy way to do it, but it works. Behold, edit mode, if I go to add a new south pole, boom, it removes the old one. I can only have a single south pole somewhere in the game. Now right now I can still overwrite the spawn point. And in fact, I can overwrite the south pole as well, which is bad. Have a good night, Pixel. Enjoy bed. We're all proud of you for doing that. So I think we need a validation on the export. No, it's not J. Is it really K? It's K. I should be able to remember that because I do know KC for comment, KU for uncomment. So K0 for fold, what was it, J? For unfold, okay. K0 for fold. That I still haven't gotten that one. Just simplify erasing things. Totally. see, could we do a Dobbs-shaped one? Probably. Now, could we do a big, like a 2x2 pixel, like this size? Would we have enough? I think it's 9 pixels, so we would not. It's 9 pixels? That can't be right. Can it? No. It's 7 pixels. And you only get 13 in this. So unfortunately, no Dobbs head quite yet. Yeah, you can still do the small one. Okay, so when you export a scenario, we're going to do a validation. Let's see here. Has base equals layout dot index of at, and then h is the other one we need. You're very hung up on this. And then our scenario needs to be changed slightly to match the full format, which just includes layout. Okay, that's not bad. I think that's it. Is that really it? So I go into edit mode. I can export this. Wait, hang on. Let's make some changes first. Ground. Okay, export that. Refresh. Import that. No, did not work. Because why? I want to say it's something to do with these new lines here, but I don't know. No, it's an honest to goodness new line. Goodness. Good point, Green. Yeah, layout is just a string. And it does match what I created, but the import does not work. Import scenario. Oh, editor scenario equals scenario, and I need editor layout. I guess. You know what? No, we can fix this better. Hold on. We're gonna fix this better. Editor layout is getting replaced. We're no longer going to have editor layout. Instead, default scenario has a layout. There it is. Boom, right there. And now editor layout is getting replaced with editor scenario dot layout. Okay. Now if we import, still doesn't work. Why doesn't it work now? Because when we import, we need to make sure to load our terrain. Because right now if I just add something, there it is. Okay, yep. Okay, export that. Refresh. Editor. Import. We did it! I set out to do something tonight, and we completely did it. It's done. It works. Okay. So, we now have a working map editor. Oh, I need to double check this. Export. Hey, requires a south pole. Cool. And then if I add one, it'd be like, hey, you need a player start. Cool. And if I add that, got it. Now we can continue to add new elements to the game. The editor will read those in correctly. GameCube, thank you. That is all the money for tonight. No more money. Why does it not have text by it? We do need to handle that. That's just to make sure that that is usable. Name input, placeholder. Oh wait, what? That's the announcement? No. Announcement input dot placeholder. That's why it was blank. There we go. Oh man, extending the Roververse. The Roverse. Well done. I think that's all I needed to do tonight on this. So now you can build scenarios. You can't really play them, per se. But now we can build out scenarios. And I think next time we'll work on kind of the actual game loop a little bit more. Such as having an actual playable game loop. Like right now we can kind of encode spawn some enemies and have the snowman attack. I'm still not 100% sure on a lot of the game mechanics, like the kind of the currency collection, but I think it'll work out fine. I think we're good. Alright, that's it for tonight then. Do we go see anybody? Doesn't look like anybody else is really on. In which case, be ready for Sunday, where I don't know what I'm gonna do. Depends on some things. We'll see what happens. We'll do something. You too, Hudson. Alright, everybody have a good one, and hope to see you guys Sunday, or before in other channels. We'll see. If I see you, I'll see you. That's it. But bye.